There seems to be this preconceived notion in personal development that I've seen more and more often that every day is just supposed to be on point and you're just supposed to show up with a smile on your face, and no one ever really shows the negative side of it, of things per se. Not even the negative side, but no one really wants to show them being fucking tired, not wanting to put the work in. Just having one of them days they just don't even feel like doing this shit, honestly. Like I work out every day at the gym, and there's days where I'm fucking tired, where I'm like, man, I really don't want to do this, honestly. I really would rather just sit here and take a fucking nap, go get some Five Guys, go get some ice cream afterwards, and just fuck about. And what counts is, as long as you show up, that's what counts. Showing up is what counts. It doesn't have to be, a walk in the park. Every day isn't going to be sunshine and rainbows. There's going to be days where you just don't feel like doing this shit. There's going to be days where you want to go and turn back to that smoking, to that drinking, to that being lazy, to that overindulging, that perpetual pleasure seeking behavior. And as long as you can show up, put the work in, handle business, that's all that counts. You don't gotta do it with a smile on your face, honestly. It might fucking suck. There's days recently where I've been fucking tired, just worked all fucking day, handled business, still had to go to the gym, still put the work in, wasn't setting any PRs, but still pushing good weight, still handling business, hitting the macros for the most part. There's been a couple of days just having family events, that time of the year, holiday season. Going to the holiday festival, the fucking pumpkin patch shit, having a cider donut, enjoying it, being present in life, enjoying life. You know, I put the work in. I work right off. Not a problem, honestly. Not sweating it whatsoever. But there's days, personally, that I'm like, damn, I work out every single day. I'm fucking tired today, honestly. Show up, put the work in. The all or nothing mentality when it comes to personal development is one that is going to set you back. Always having to have that perfect day. I got to feel 100% to get that good workout in to show up at the gym. I got to feel 100% to track my macros. I got to feel 100% to avoid that drink, to avoid that smoke. You know, like you might be doing good. You might go a week or two, a couple days without smoking, a couple days without drinking. You might go a week or two without going to that bar and doing stupid shit. Next thing you know, you're not feeling it. You go right back into that that negative hypnotic rhythm, you know? And it's like, yo, it ain't gonna always feel sunshine and rainbows. Honestly, there's days where I sit there, I'll be driving, I'll just be like, man, should I just go hit a blunt? Like, should I just try to go out to Cali real quick and just go and fucking go to Venice Beach and just sit back and smoke one, or go up to New York City and go by the Brooklyn Bridge and just smoke a fat blunt, honestly. I mean, there's days where I mean, I'm past that shit, but there's days where I always, I mean, that's how our minds typically work when it comes to these, these negative habits we've had in the past. We always try to resonate with the positive side of things. We always remember the fun part of things. We typically, our minds tend to easily forget just how bad, just how much we disliked, whatever the habit was. For me, it was, my thing was, my biggest vice was smoking weed. For the longest, I almost damn near identified with that shit. In my mind, it's just so easy for it to think about all the good times, think about smoking with my boys, going to parties, going to IHOP after, going out to eat, fucking just all the good times. It doesn't really, it doesn't really recognize the every single night smoking weed, that negative hypnotic rhythm, eating fucking just terrible foods, being fucking goddamn damn near 220 pounds. It doesn't identify with that at first. I recall that because I always think about that side of things, and that's why I've never turned back to it, never will. But the mind is a funny thing, and it will sit there and think about the positive aspects of these negative habits. But if you're struggling with it, if you're going through it, and you just, even with the dieting, with the gym, like, if you miss a day, yeah, I mean, you should beat yourself up. Honestly, you shouldn't feel good about just missing a day and fucking off, and especially if you're not handling your business, not, whatever it is. I mean, if you're at the point where you're just missing work or something like that, like you're just fucking about calling off, losing your job, like you really need to you really need to take a serious look in the mirror and really ask yourself, is that who you want to be in life? Because we need losers too. We all have choices. I mean, one day we're all gonna die. We're all gonna check out of this world, and whatever impression you left on this world, that's what it's gonna be. Point blank. Period. But just show up. When it comes to the gym, just show up. If you've been doing good, not smoking weed, you fuck off. Just get back on the wagon, just get back on a horse and keep riding. If you have that drink, just keep going. Just sit there, and the next day that comes by, okay, I'm not gonna do it again. That weekend comes by, I'm not gonna go out and get pissed drunk again. Like I was just having a conversation with a guy I met through my business. Real cool guy. Just about he was talking about smoking weed, and I was just talking about how I quit and everything. And it's just like we all sit there, and especially when I start try to stop smoking. There'd be days where I go a day without, and the next day I return right back to it, and then go through another week or two of continuing to smoke. But if I had to do it all over again, it's just like just keep on. And that's how I did it, honestly. I didn't just stop cold turkey the first time around. It was just a consistent effort put forth to stop. Even with the gym, I didn't start just going every single day, off the rip. There was days I was inconsistent. But if you just keep on applying that effort and just keep on really putting that effort forth and just showing up, that's all you have to do is just fucking show up. You eventually will see results. Once you see the results, it gives that positive reinforcement. And that's what really actually, it's really going to give you that extra push to really get to the point in life that, it's just, that's who you are. Who I am is just a guy who just, I 90 to 95% of the time I'm eating on point. I mean, the last thing you're going to have to conquer is the food. Might want to have fun, go out, have a steak, something like that, have a dessert. But I'm still going to the gym every single day, still handling business first and foremost, still being present with my son, taking care of my son, single father, have him full time. I mean, just handling business, honestly. That's just who I want to be in life. I have goals and aspirations that probably majority of people, wouldn't even be able to fathom. They would probably think that's, like, that ain't for me. That ain't gonna happen. It's just limiting beliefs. But it doesn't have to be a perfect day. The all or nothing mentality, it's gonna hold you back. You're not gonna you're not gonna feel great every single day going to the gym. You're gonna be tired some days. Just show up. Just tell yourself, I'm gonna do one set. No one ever does one set. Once you get there, the hardest part is just getting there. Once you get there, get into the routine, start killing it, you're gonna feel great. Like you don't have to feel great. You're not gonna feel great when you first stop smoking weed, or stop indulging with alcohol. Even tracking your macros, it's not gonna feel great. Even beginning a new fucking job. Like unless you're just doing something you're just really passionate about, whatever it may be. Just if you're really interested in fucking art or architecture. I mean, obviously, if you're not a fucking, if you're really into sports, you're not a professional athlete, it's just not going to be sunshine and rainbows, but as long as you show up, I've started jobs before, I've lost jobs, got jobs in the past, and they're pretty damn good, well paying jobs, multiple six figures a year. It's okay. There's levels and everything. Once you get to, certain heights, you start realizing like, that ain't really shit at the end of the day, but to most, it's cool. But just starting the job, I mean, like, it sucks. It fucking sucks having to start, get back into the swing of things per se. It doesn't feel good. There's days where it's just, you just feel off, honestly. You don't even feel good. You're just like, man, this doesn't even feel right. Just show up. Just handle fucking business, Like, big part of my life is the gym, and just there's days where I just don't feel it. I'm just like, man, I'm not in that mental space to really kill it today, to really just fucking hit some weight. And that's just how I feel before I get there. Once I get there, once I start moving that weight around, I'm always trying to sit there and hit. I might not be setting PRs every single fucking day, but you hit a little pre-workout if you need it, a little caffeine in your system, a little pump, and just get to it, just start moving shit around, just show up. So bottom line, when it comes to anything, personal development, whatever it is in fucking life, just show up, like just fucking off and completely saying fuck it. That fucking mentality, like, it goes hand in hand with that laugh now, cry later saying. It's all fun and games until, it's time to sit there and cry later. So just show up. That's all you gotta do, and you'll see results.